Hey guys, my name is Hannah and I would say, let's have some fun today. So we are doing today something I do every season. I try always to switch it up a little bit to show you the palettes I want to use during the season. And right now we are getting into the spring season and I really want to show you the 10 palettes I want to use for spring. There are older palettes, there are newer palettes, there are a mix of everything, and I try every time, like I said, to really mix it up. Don't show you every time the same palettes. There are maybe some here and there always putting into the mix that you already know and I showed you last year as well. But those are just the palettes I'm really feeling right now and I want to use a little bit more. So if it sounds good and interesting to you, stay tuned and let's get into the video. Okay, let's start with the two palettes that I'm wearing on my eyes today. The first one is a palette you didn't saw in a long while on my channel. It's my Chanel Coral Treasures palette. I bought it, I think it's 1 year ago for the season. And I initially wanted the blue one, it was sold out and I bought me the Coral Treasure instead. I really like it. It's the pink color that you can see at the back portion of my eyes. I really spread it out everywhere, also on my lower lash line. And it's very beautiful. It's like a soft, beautiful type of washing out color you will get. It's like almost like watercolor, you could say, and I really like that effect with this palette. And I really like that it's very soft but very effective at the same time. So yeah, and those colors are really screaming springtime to me. I think you can tell as well. They are so stunning and beautiful. And I really didn't use this palette in a long while and I'm so happy I did it today because it's a very nice palette to have and it's not something you are in need of if you have many palettes like I have, but if you have this, please pull it out because it's really cute, really stunning, and I love that light pinkish look I got from it. So it's very spring appropriated if you're asking me. The second palette I'm wearing, I think you wouldn't put it in that category because it's technically a winter palette that came out because Pat McGrath is doing every year a mega mothership palette and the Celestial Odyssey was one of those palettes and I really like it, but for me the colors are very spring-like. They are very spring-like if you're asking me. If you are taking out the black, you really have light, beautiful spring colors in my opinion, and they are very stunning. The green especially all over the lid. Oh, this is a beautiful spring color. The pinks, the light peach tones, and I think this palette is really screaming more than winter. It's screaming more spring to me, personally. But I think it's a very beautiful palette. I have on this shade all over the front portion, and I mixed a little bit in this shade on the front portion as well on my lid area, like a little wing. Did I something else? Yes, this one I did also into my inner portion. Oh, and I used also the glittery shade from the Chanel palette in the middle portion. I forgot to tell you, but this is also something I used. And yeah, I really like this palette. For me, this is also very spring appropriated and I want to use a little bit more of my older palettes because I really miss them, to be honest. And this springtime this spring season I really wanna reunite with them and have my fun with them, and I really realized how beautiful this palette is and how much fun I had with this one. So yeah, really want to use a little bit more of this one. If you have it, pull it out. Stunning palette, and for me it's more spring in a palette than winter, but for every season this is a beautiful palette, so just play with it. A palette that is screaming left, right, front and center springtime. It's the Delicious Delight palette from Cosmic Beauty. It's a beautiful rainbow pastel kind of palette and I really enjoy it and I think it's beautiful. I don't use it that often, so I really want to pull it out this season for sure because it's just stunning. I have every color that I can imagine, and if I feel like color and during the springtime you're feeling colors more than ever, I have the feeling, I can pull this one out and do a beautiful colorful look. I can use a colorful matte shade from this palette, use a glittery shade from another palette, or stick just to this one and make a really fun, beautiful, but also very light look if I want to. So it's a nice palette, and I think this is also very stunning for the springtime, and I really want to use it so much more because it got a little bit lost in my collection. I also want to do, when we are right here now, guys, I really want to do a little tour around my collection that I have. So if you're interested in that, please tell me in the comments down below, because I think this would be very fun to see how other people, you know, curate their collection, how they are finding everything and how everything is put in place. So I really like those types of videos, and if you want to see it as well, please tell me. But yeah, this palette got a little bit lost. I really need to pull it out a little bit more to the front and to see it a little bit more, but I'm very excited to use this one again. So it needed to be on the list. The next two palettes are Natasha Denona, and the first one is the pastel palette. I think this is really a palette I'm showing every year, but to be completely honest, it's the only time I really think of this palette, so I really want to pull it out again, play with it. And right now the mint frost shade is really calling my name, so maybe I will use this one the next time I'm playing with makeup. And I really want to use it. The bubble shade, the airy shade. Oof, there are really beautiful shades in here, and I just need to pull it out and play with it a little bit more. I think this is a very cute palette. It was limited edition from Natasha Denona, and I have to say I really like it. So it's again on the list, because it's the only time I really want to play with this one, and I need to use that feeling for this palette, you know, so that it gets really use out of me. So this is the plan, and that's because this is again on the list. The next from Natasha Denona is a newer one, and it's the Roxa palette. I did a video not that long ago with this one, and I really like it. I have to say, you can use it of course for every season, but it's like that muted type of spring vibes, you know? If you want to be a little bit mysterious, but you want something that's calling spring anyways, I think this is a nice palette to have, and for me this is a muted type of spring tone in a palette, you know? Spring tones in a palette, and I really enjoy that, and I really want to use it during that time. It could also be a more winter palette, but in the moment I really see spring in this one and I want to use it, so that's because I pull this one out as well, and I think it's a fun time to put it on your eyes. You can do it bold, you can do it very soft, so I think it will be a fun palette to have also during the springtime, just so that you can switch it up a little bit. Okay, the next palette I really want to pull out more because I didn't do it. I'm really lazy with this palette. It always gets to the back of my drawers and I completely forget about it always, and I want to use it. It's the Pokemon X Colourpop palette. There are so cute colors, so stunning colors. They're really reminding me of the spring, also a little bit maybe of the summertime, but now during the springtime I really wanna dive into this one because I didn't do it that well, to be honest with this one. I did maybe 2 looks or 3 maximum, and after that it completely got forgotten. And I really want to use this one a little bit more because I think it's very cute. It's not groundbreaking, not at all, but it's a very cute palette. Again, a little bit more of a rainbow palette, but with a little twist. Cinnabar Island is, for me, a little twist in that palette right here. And yeah, you can create really fun looks and really cute looks, and you also can create really soft looks. So I think this is very fitting for the springtime. The next palette I want to use, it's my Lancome X Louvre palette. I think this palette is very cute, very beautiful, very easy peasy to use, and those are very soft, light, beautiful colors. They're very airy, and I think this is perfect for the springtime. Again, also maybe for the summertime. It's a little bit of a transitional palette, but very beautiful, very stunning. If you want it a little bit bolder, you can sprinkle in the green shade, or you can keep it very light. So I'm excited to use this one as well because I also have the new one. There will be a video with it. It's not that new on the market anymore, but I bought my palettes this time a little bit later. But I want to do on every palette a video anyways, so this one will also be on my channel soon. Be prepared for that. But this one is really for me the spring type of palette, so I need to pull it out a little bit more. I really like it. I love the soft look. I love how it feels. I love how fresh I'm always looking using this palette right here. So it's on my list for sure as well. Okay, the last 3 palettes. The next one is my Tom Ford Emerald Dusk palette. The green is not really that spring oven shade, but if you are putting it very lightly all over the lid, it can also be something like a springy type of palette. But I love the versatility. I have the green, I have the brown, I have a little bit more of a pinky light shade and a very white shade. So I think it's a beautiful combination to do a spring look, and I really want to embrace that with this palette right here and just do a beautiful spring look, do a light look. Didn't get the love that it deserves, because even though this time in this palette the formulations aren't that different from one another, what I think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity. But even though there's not much variety in terms of formulation, I really like that palette anyways, and I want to use it, so I need to pull it out a little bit more, and this is the plan for this season. For sure, I want to use it, and I think it's beautiful, and in the end, I always love my eye look when I'm using Tom Ford palettes. Okay, the next one, what would my account be without a Pat McGrath palette, without a Pat McGrath Mothership palette? I pulled out the Utopian Dream palette, and it's very beautiful, very spring-like, especially this side right here, but it's also a little bit like a dead rose. I love that look as well, so you could also do something a little bit more on the grungier side with this palette right here, but always a little bit into the spring direction, you know? So I really like that. And guys, what do you think of her new palette? I already saw it. I'm a little bit on the fence, but it's something a little bit more new, a little bit more special, so maybe I will buy it for myself. I didn't bought from Pat McGrath in a long while, to be honest, so maybe this would be an opportunity to do it again. We will see. But yes, really want to pull this one out for sure for the springtime, because it's just a stunning palette. I think this is also a palette I'm pulling out every season because it's just very beautiful, and I want to remind myself of that during the springtime. The last palette is a very new palette in my collection, and it's the Unity palette from Adept Cosmetics. It's very, very beautiful. It's reminding me of springtime for sure, with the greens, with the mauves, with the pinks, with the very light topper shades and the green shades, the rosy shades. I think it's a very beautiful palette, and this is so reflective, so stunning on the eyes. So I really want to pull this one out during the springtime. You can do it again very soft, but also go a little bit bolder if you are using, for example, the Balanced Brown palette, the Balanced Brown shade right here, and put a little bit more of a darker tone over it, like Gelitarian Emerald or Unison Utopia. Oh my gosh, those names, guys. If you are putting those onto the eyelids combined with this shade right here, I think you also can go a little bit more dark and grungy. But like with the other ones, I think you will always stay a little bit more in that spring direction, what I really enjoy and like about this palette. So I need to pull it out more during the springtime for sure. It's a little bit, you also get a little bit of maybe, yeah, more cooler tones in here, what I also really appreciate, because I'm right now in a more cool toned phase again, and I really enjoy to use cool tones, but I love that you get the variety in here. So I'm very happy to also use this one during the springtime, to reunite with this one, because it's fairly new in my collection and I really need to use it a little bit more than I did. So very excited about this one as well. Yeah guys, this is all of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very short one, like always, because I really just want to show you the 10 palettes and have my fun with them. And hopefully it will inspire you to also have fun with your palettes and look what you have in your collection. Pull out some palettes that are reminding you of the springtime and have your fun with them. So this is always the thing I wanna have as a come out for you guys. So I hope it helped, and I'm very excited to use those palettes during the time and to have my fun with them. I have so many palettes, and it's every time so much fun to look through them and to look for every season which palettes I really want to use the most. Of course, I'm using also here and there other palettes in my collection because makeup is just fun and I want to use what I'm feeling in the moment. But those are the palettes I really want to hype myself up using a little bit more during the springtime, because I want that every palette in my collection is getting used. So that's the plan. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If so, I would be really happy if you give me a thumbs up, that I know that you like this kind of content. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get notifications here and there when I'm posting something new. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. So excited for the next video. It will come, and it will hopefully be the Lancome palette and some other goodies I want to show you, so be prepared for that. And until then, guys, bye.